Hello everybody, today we are going to discuss laws of motion part 11, last part of this chapter, because in online classes also I have discussed some numericals. So let's recall one or two numericals what I discussed in the online classes along with some new numericals. Okay, so this is from exercise 3E. So question number 1, the force of attraction between two bodies at a certain separation is 10 Newton. What will be the force of attraction between them if the separation is reduced to half? So the force of attraction initially, let us consider F1 equal to G into capital M into small m by R square. Now it is given the force of attraction is 10 Newton. So G into capital M into small m by R square. This is the equation 1. Now let us consider, you have to find out the new force of attraction between these two particles, but the distance of separation is reduced them to half. So R is replaced by R by 2 whole square. So what it gives, that F2 equal to G into capital M into small m by R square, 2 2s are 4. So this is the equation 2. Now F2 is equal to, from this equation 1, what is the value of this one? That is 10. So 10 into 4, so 40 Newton. This is the answer for the first question, that when you reduced the distance of separation between the two particles, the mass of the two particles remain unchanged. Acceleration due to gravity is a constant one, so it moves to the 40 Newton. Okay, now come to the question number 3, that calculate the weight of a body of mass 10 kg in kgf and in Newton. Take G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. So W is equal to M into G. So W mass, it gives 10 kilogram and G is 9.8. So if you remove this one, it gives 98. So 98, what is the unit? 98 Newton. So what is the weight of the body in Newton? So this is the part B. This is the answer of the part B. What is the weight of the body if its mass is 10 kilogram? And you have to find it out, that its weight in kgf. Kgf is the gravitational unit. Gravitational unit of force, the kgf. Okay. So 1 kgf is equal to 9.8 Newton. So 9.8 Newton, that is equal to 1 kgf. So 98 Newton, that equal to 98 by 9.8. So if you remove the bracket, so it gives 10 kgf. So this is the answer of the part 2. Kgf, it's the gravitational unit of force. It is given in your book that 1 kgf is 1 kilogram force due to the gravity on a mass of 1 kilogram. So if you hold any object on your palm having the weight, having the mass of 1 kg, then the force of attraction on that object which you hold on your palm is 1 kgf or 1 kilogram force, and 1 kgf equal to 9.8 Newton. So here it is, the question number 3. Okay. Now come to the question number 6, that the weight of a body on earth is 98 Newton, and where the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. What will be its mass and weight on the moon, where the acceleration due to gravity is 1.6 meter per second square. So consider the first one, 6a. W is equal to M into G. Okay, so weight of the object on earth is 98 Newton. So 98 mass, acceleration due to gravity, it is given 9.8 meter per second square. So it comes cancelled from the each side. So m equal to 10. So 10 kg is the mass of the object. Okay, now you know that mass remain constant everywhere in the universe. So weight, mass of the object is 10 kilogram, and weight on the moon where the acceleration due to gravity is 1.6 meter per second square. Now consider the weight of the moon. Weight of the object on the moon is W1. Mass remain constant, and say G1 is the new acceleration due to gravity. So m is 10 kg and it is given 1.6 meter per second square. Remove the decimal, so it gives W equal to 16 Newton. So what will be the weight of the object where the acceleration due to gravity is 1.6 meter per second square? It should be 16 Newton. Okay. Okay, now next is that, okay, I'm rubbing all this. Okay, next is that, consider the question number 9, that a ball is released from a height and it reaches the ground in 3 seconds. G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Find the height from which the ball was released. Okay, so consider this equation, h equal to ut plus half gt square. So h, the initial velocity is 0. Okay, the value of time is equal to 3 seconds. So half into g. What is the value of g? It is given 9.8 meter per second square. The value of t is equal to 3 square. So it comes h equal to 0 plus 4.9 into 9. Because if you cancel it, it comes 4.9. So h equal to 9 9s are 81, carried over 8, and 9 4s are 36, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So 44.1 meter is the height. So question number 9, it shows a ball is released from a height. So when it releases, its initial velocity is 0. The time duration is 3 seconds. Value of g it is given. Just put the value and get the result. It's 9. Okay. Next is that. Consider that question number 12. That a body is dropped from the top of a tower. It acquires a velocity of 20 meters per second on reaching the ground. Calculate the height of the tower. So use this particular equation, h equal to ut plus half gt square. You have to find the height of the tower, which is h. Initial velocity, as usual, it is 0. Oh, if you use this equation, acquires a velocity, no, that will not help you. You have to do that one. V square is equal to u square plus 2gh. I'm sorry, you have to use this equation. So v square equal to u square plus 2gh, the initial velocity of the which question? Question number 12. Dropped from a ground, it acquires a velocity of 20 meter per second. So the value of v is equal to 20 meter per second. Initial velocity is 0 plus 2. Take the g is equal to 10, then it is h. So it comes 400 equal to 20 into h. So h equal to 400 by 20, it comes 20 meter. So when you release the ball from the body from the top of the tower, final velocity before touching the ground, v is equal to 20 meter per second. Value of g, it is given 10. You have to find out the value of h. Since it dropped from a certain height, its initial velocity is 0, and that's why the u is equal to 0. Okay. Okay, now consider question number 13. Come to the question number 13. A ball is thrown vertically upward and it returns 6 seconds later. The greatest height that reached by the ball. So first, H max. What is the greatest height? The formula is H max equal to U square by 2G. And it returns 6 seconds later. And another equation to attain the certain height, you have to use these two equations, and another equation to reach the certain height, that is T equal to U by G when you throw a stone in the upward direction. So the time duration T is equal to U by G. Now you see this particular question, the greatest height reached by the ball, the initial velocity of the ball. So from these two equations you have to find it out. Now you see that it returns 6 seconds later. So you have to calculate the total time duration. Then the total time duration, that is the double of this one. So total time duration, that is actually double of this one. So if you make it double, so what it comes? 2U by G. Now you see, this is the total time duration. You throw the ball, it comes down. The total time duration. This first actually implies that the time duration to reach the maximum height. And when it comes, it takes the double time. So I am multiplying it with 2. So what is the total duration of time when it reaches the ground? The total duration of the time, it gives that 6 seconds. So value of T equal to 6, 2 into U, the value of G. The value of G, it is given 10 meter per second square. So the value of 6 5s are 30. So the initial velocity is 30 meter per second. What is the initial velocity? 30 meter per second. So this is the point number 2. And you can replace, you can put the value of U here. So it comes 30 into 30 by 2 into 10. 15 3s are 45. So maximum height attained by the particle, that is 45 meter. Okay. Now come to the last one for today's discussion. Question number 14. A pebble is thrown vertically upwards with a speed of 20 meter per second. How high will it be after 2 seconds? So use this equation, T equal to U by G. Okay. How height? Okay, no need to do that one, because you are throwing the pebble in the upward direction. So U it is given, T it is given. So you use this equation, V is equal to U minus A into T, or G into T. I'm sorry, V is equal to U minus G into T. So a pebble is thrown vertically upward. So the final velocity V will be 0. Now the initial velocity U equal to 20 minus the value of G, that is how high will it? No, this equation not work, because H is not there. So we have to use this equation, V square equal to U square minus 2GH. First consider that what kind of information it is given. How long will it be there after 2 seconds? How long will it be there after 2 seconds? So H equal to ut plus half gt square. H equal to ut minus half gt square. H equal to ut minus half gt square. Okay. H equal to ut minus half gt square. You have to apply this equation, because you have to find out the height. I made a mistake there, a little bit confusion. And the pebble is thrown. So initial velocity is 20. The duration of the time, that is 2 minus half. What is the value of G? Take G is equal to 10 meter. And the value of T is equal to 2. So 2 2 is 4. So h equal to this comes 40, it 5, so 5 into 4, so it comes h equal to 40 minus 20, so 20 meter. So the maximum height attained by the pebble when it thrown vertically upward. So here they ask for the h, and not only that, it gives the initial velocity u, the duration of the time t, and then the acceleration due to gravity. So put the value and get the result. So up to this much today. Thank you.